What's up, Morris County School Technology? My name is Ben Matthew. I'm a junior at Montgomery High School, right near Princeton, New Jersey. I'm really interested in math, science, basketball. I'm a huge Celtics fan. Usually goes in. And entrepreneurship, and most importantly, I consider myself a philanthropist.
So when I was 8, like any other kid, I really wanted a dog. Unfortunately, I couldn't have one because it wouldn't fit into my family's schedule. Luckily, my mom heard a radio ad for a local animal shelter, so I began to volunteer there. As you could see, I really enjoyed playing with the dogs and cats, and it got to a point where I wanted to do something for the animal shelter. So I began to bake homemade chocolate chip cookies and coconut macaroons and sell them to my friends and neighbors. And through the 5 years that I did this, I raised about $5,000, and that was pretty big for me. And as my family traveled, I began to question why there were so many homeless people in cities like New York City, San Francisco, London, Bangalore, and more. And I began to realize while helping animals is good and all, I wanted to help humans, and they were the real need. So I began to volunteer at the Trenton Area Soup Kitchen. I became a part of their youth advisory board, and I filmed a documentary to raise awareness for the soup kitchen. And what I started to notice during this whole process was that a lot of these organizations have these wish lists. And as you can see, they're all in text base. They're bulleted, and you don't see how many of these kind of things that they need at that time. There's no sense of urgency saying we need, just for an example, we need instant oatmeal packets the most. It just says all of these needs as if they're all important. Um, and another thing that I found was that people would hear the name, for example, Trenton Area Soup Kitchen, and assume that they only needed food. Whereas a lot of these organizations have other campaigns that they're running, such as like hygiene campaigns or clothing drives and things like that. And there was no way for these organizations to efficiently communicate everything that they had going on and all these needs that they had. So that is why I found a startup called Dovetail. That Dovetail is a solution that allows organizations like soup kitchens and homeless shelters to broadcast their item and monetary needs. And the name Dovetail comes from a word actually, dovetail, which is a piece in construction that connects two things. And in the same way, Dovetail connects organizations and users seamlessly. And with the features that we have and what's coming up, we hope to become essentially a one-stop shop for organizations and donors. However, before I could launch anything or just employ the solution, I needed to make sure that my solution solved the problem that it had intended to. So over the course of a year, I met with about 20 organizations throughout the US. So right here is Task in Trenton, New Jersey. We have Street Youth Ministry in Austin, Texas. This is the Boston Rescue Mission in Boston, San Francisco City Impact in San Francisco, and Feed My Sheep in Maui, Hawaii. So as you can see, you hear the term market research, and this is what I was learning to do, to be on the floor and see exactly what these organizations need and making sure that what I had was helping to solve that need. So now I want to give you a quick tour of what the web app looks like, and this is what organizations see that allows them to broadcast campaigns, their needs, and updates to donors like you. So when an organization launches the web app, the first thing that they see is this campaigns page. And this campaigns are essentially a group of needs for a particular program, event, or in general, needs that are fairly similar and will all go to one kind of event or program. So for example, we have this Mother's Day campaign, and organization can insert a short description, and they can see how many donations have been donated to that particular campaign. There's a start date and end date to create that sense of urgency. And if an organization wants to add needs to this campaign, they click View Edit, and they're taken to this needs page, which will allow them to continuously add needs if they need to, take away, increase the number of units that they need, and things like that. So by clicking on this Add Need button over here, they're allowed to basically add a need by inserting their name, the name of the need, the category of the need, whether it be food, educational, hygiene, monetary, or other. And if it's an item, they can insert a link from an online vendor, so say Amazon, that links directly to that need. So that when the user launches the app, they will see that when they click on the item, it will take them directly to that online vendor. Another aspect of the organization's web app is that they will see the list of donations that they've received, who it's from, to what campaign it's been donated to, when it was donated, and they can also send thank you emails straight from the platform. They'd also be able to export this data as Excel or CSV file, because a lot of these organizations like to keep all of this data in a particular software. So that will give them all this information as well as their email address, so that they can keep that for later and to further engage with this donor. And the last aspect as of now of the platform is this updates page. And this was designed around the whole idea of Facebook and Instagram and staying connected with people, so that they can upload an image. So for example, you have this image right here and a description, which would be like a caption, so that users see that their donations have been put to good use. When a user first opens the app, the first thing that they'll see is a list of organizations based on their location. So this is really convenient because people tend to want to donate to things that are close to home. So that's what we were going for. And by clicking any one of these organizations, they'll see a list of campaigns that organization is currently running. And within these campaigns are the list of needs, which we had talked about. And by clicking any one of these needs, they'll take the user to the respected online vendor. So by clicking on, say, laundry basket, that will take me as a user to the online vendor that the organization has chose. So in this case, Amazon. The app will send me a stream of notifications that will tell me how to donate to this organization by changing the shipping address, telling me that the shipping address has been copied to my clipboard, so that when I check out, that process is really seamless, and really giving me step-by-step instructions on how to continue this donation. When the whole donation process is gone through, this is pretty much the final step you'll get to. You'll paste every piece of information that the platform has given to you into Amazon, so that when you press that ship button, it's sent directly to the organization, making this whole process a dovetail, really, really seamless. What I want to stress through this presentation is really the importance of giving back and participating in philanthropy. The community has given us so much, so I believe that when we're in a position, especially through mobile apps like Dovetail, to give back, we should take that opportunity. The Trenton Area Soup Kitchen has this move-in baskets program, so when people move into their very first house, Task will give them a plethora of supplies that will allow them to make that move really easy. So I encourage you to download Dovetail. It's available on iOS or Android. Make that donation. Really give me some feedback. I really enjoy critical feedback because it really helps me move forward. And so if you guys can give me that, that'd be awesome. Another thing I'd like to do is to invite you onto Dovetail's team. There are 9 organizations in Northern Jersey that we would love to tap into, especially because I'm one person in Central Jersey and I can handle that area. But once we start to attack other areas of New Jersey, that's when we need to start to bring on people. So I'd love to talk to as many of you as I can, and I'd love to hear your ideas of how we can engage with these organizations. But we would love to have people on board who would help us talk to these organizations on site through email and things like that, and to help us sign on these organizations so that Dovetail can expand its reach with this powerful platform that we have. So with that, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to share what I'm doing with you. I'm sure you all have projects and interests that you have and would love to pursue. And I would love to talk to and work with as many of you as I can. So I'll leave my email right here, ben@dovetail.org, and I look forward to talking to you. Thank you.